not least because the monarchy has always been about continuity. We have to shift the way we support my role. Princess Anne begins, her words measured yet resolute. I have a role as Colonel of the Blues and Royals in the Household Cavalry Regiment, as Goldstick was originally the close protection officer. That's a role I was asked if I'd like to take on for this coronation. Princess Anne, the Princess Royal renowned for her no-nonsense demeanor and tireless work ethic, recently gave a rare, candid interview that sent ripples through Buckingham Palace and beyond. With her signature dry wit and unflinching honesty, she spoke about a future both inevitable and exhilarating. The coronation of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, as King and Queen. But what left everyone speechless wasn't just the topic itself. It was Anne's revelation that King Charles III is already stepping back, making way for his son and daughter-in-law to take center stage. Why now, and what does this mean for the monarch? Stay with us as we unpack this historic shift. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. The idea of Charles at 76 easing his duties isn't entirely new. Since his cancer diagnosis in 2024, the king has balanced public engagements with health considerations, leaning heavily on senior royals like Anne, William, and Catherine. But Anne's interview, imagined here as a heartfelt conversation with a trusted broadcaster, paints a vivid picture of a monarch who's not merely managing his health, but strategically preparing the monarchy for its next chapter. Charles has always known his reign would be a bridge, Anne might say, her voice steady but warm. He's not clinging to the crown, he's shaping it for William and Catherine. This isn't an abdication, she clarifies, but a modern, sensible move, one that reflects the king's pragmatism and the family's unity. For royal fans, it's a moment that feels both monumental and deeply personal, like watching a father hand over the reins with pride. When we think of a coronation, we picture gold carriages, ancient rituals, and Westminster Abbey aglow. But Anne's words suggest William and Catherine's coronation isn't some distant event, it's already taking shape behind palace walls. They're not waiting for the crown to land on their heads, she might quip, her eyes twinkling with that trademark humor. William's been at Charles's side for years, and Catherine's been learning the ropes in her own way. It's a slow handover, but it's happening. This gradual transition, Anne hints, explains why Charles has scaled back, letting William step into roles once reserved for the monarch. Look at William's recent high-profile moments, leading D-Day commemorations in France, representing the UK at global summits, and championing causes like mental health and homelessness. Catherine, too, has returned to public life after her cancer treatment, radiating poise at events like Trooping the Color and offering comfort to communities affected by tragedies such as the Southport knife attack. These aren't just duties, they're rehearsals for a reign. Anne, ever the observer, might note how William's steady presence echoes Charles's early years as Prince of Wales, while Catherine's warmth recalls Queen Elizabeth II's quiet strength. They're a team, Anne could say, and that's what makes this work. For royal watchers, it's thrilling to imagine the coronation preparations, secret meetings, regalia fittings, and perhaps a few nervous glances between William and Catherine as they grasp the weight of what's coming. King Charles III's decision to step back isn't about weakness, it's about wisdom. In our imagined interview, Anne paints the picture of a king who spent decades preparing for his role, only to realize his greatest legacy might be knowing when to pass it on. He's not vanishing, she might clarify, her tone firm. He's still king, still guiding, but he's giving William and Catherine room to grow into their future. This move, Anne suggests, is rooted in Charles's deep understanding that the monarchy must evolve. Since ascending the throne in 2022, Charles has faced challenges, health concerns, a slimmed-down monarchy, and public debates about the institution's relevance. Yet he's also modernized the crown, from supporting research into the monarchy's historical ties to slavery, to embracing sustainable initiatives like Poundbury. By stepping back, Charles ensures the monarchy doesn't stagnate. Anne, who's known her brother longer than anyone, might share a private moment. I saw him smile at William during a council meeting like he was saying, "You've got this." It's not something he'd say out loud, but it's there. That quiet confidence in his son is what makes Charles's retreat so powerful. It's not a surrender, it's a strategic pivot that could redefine the monarchy's future. If Charles is the bridge, William and Catherine are the destination, a couple poised to redefine the monarchy with a blend of tradition and bold modern vision. In Princess Anne's imagined interview, she shines a light on their unique strength. William's got his father's sense of duty, but he's not afraid to break the mold, she might say, her voice brimming with pride. And Catherine, she has this gift for making everyone, from a child in a hospital to a world leader, feel truly seen. Their coronation, whenever it arrives, won't just be a ceremony, it will be a declaration of a monarchy that's relatable, engaged, and ready for the 21st century. Their public work tells a compelling story. William's Earthshot Prize, a global initiative to combat climate change, showcases his ambition to lead on issues that resonate worldwide, earning praise from figures like David Attenborough. Catherine's Shaping Us campaign on early childhood development reflects her commitment to societal change, built on years of research and quiet visits to community centers. Together, they've redefined royal engagements, swapping formal banquets for hands-on visits. Think William chatting with firefighters or Catherine kneeling to talk with a shy toddler. Anne might chuckle, recalling a moment. William once told me he'd rather be out meeting people than stuck in a meeting. That's his strength. He's at ease with the public, but it's not just their public roles that set them apart. Behind closed doors, William and Catherine are a team, balancing royal duties with family life. Royal insiders whisper about their late-night strategy sessions at Kensington Palace, poring over schedules, brainstorming ways to modernize the crown. Their partnership shows in the smallest gestures: a shared glance during a tense moment, a reassuring hand on the back at events like the 2024 Commonwealth Day service. Anne, ever observant, might note, they don't just compliment each other, they challenge each other to be better. Their approach extends to their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, who are being raised with a sense of duty but also freedom. William and Catherine prioritize normalcy, from school runs to family holidays in Norfolk, ensuring their kids grow up grounded. Yet they're gently preparing George, the future king, for his role, with William sharing lessons from his own upbringing. Charlotte and Louis, too, are learning to navigate public life, as seen in their poised appearances at Trooping the Colours. Anne might reflect, they're raising those children to serve but also to be themselves. That's the future of the monarchy. William and Catherine's vision is clear, a monarchy that listens. They've embraced social media, sharing candid updates on Instagram, engaging directly with the public. From replying to letters to hosting virtual chats during the pandemic, their coronation will likely reflect this openness, perhaps a live-streamed event or a public festival alongside the traditional rites. Anne might nod approvingly. They respect the crown's history, but not bound by it. They're building something new. For royal fans, it's a thrilling glimpse of a reign that feels both timeless and refreshingly modern, led by a couple already proving they're ready. A coronation isn't a solo act, it's a symphony, with every royal playing their part to ensure William and Catherine are ready for the crown. In our imagined interview, Princess Anne pulls back the curtain on this family effort, her voice a mix of pride and pragmatism. It's not just about William and Catherine, she might say, leaning forward as if sharing a palace secret. It's all of us. Edward, Sophie, me. Even the younger ones like Beatrice and Eugenie, working together to make this transition seamless. This collective spirit, Anne hints, is the monarchy's backbone, a quiet strength forged through years of shared duty and mutual support. At 74, Princess Anne herself sets the pace, undertaking hundreds of engagements annually, from opening hospitals to championing her beloved equestrian causes. Anne remains undeterred. A symbol of resilience and duty, her calendar packed with appearances across the UK and the Commonwealth. In her imagined interview, she downplays her relentless schedule with characteristic humor. "Oh, you just keep going," she might shrug, a faint smile playing on her lips. "There's always something that needs doing, and someone's got to do it." Her words, though modest, underscore the quiet strength of a family that knows the weight of the crown doesn't fall on one head alone. For decades, Anne has been a constant, steadfast in her support of her mother, then her brother, and now her nephew and niece-in-law. Her loyalty isn't loud, but it's unshakable. In speaking about the next chapter for the monarchy, Anne's insights resonate because she herself embodies the institution's enduring spirit. She might lean back thoughtfully and say, "It's never really about one person, is it? It's about the whole, about keeping this thing going for the people who still believe in it." It's that sentiment that runs through her description of William and Catherine, not as future monarchs but as part of a larger living tradition. "They've got their own way of doing things," she might add, her tone softening. "But that's good, that's what we need. Fresh ideas, new energy, but still rooted in who we are." And as she reflects on her brother's decision to step back, her pride is unmistakable. "He's done his bit," she'd say plainly. "More than his bit, really. Now it's his turn to guide from behind, to let them take the reins while he still can." For royal watchers, this peek behind the curtain is as fascinating as it is emotional. It's a reminder that behind the pomp and ceremony are real people, family members navigating change, supporting each other and preparing the next generation to lead. Anne, in her frank yet affectionate way, reminds us that the monarchy is at its strongest when it evolves without losing its essence. She might close the conversation with a wry smile and one final thought. Continuity, she'd say simply. That's the point, isn't it? You don't just stop because the world changes, you adapt. You carry on. That's what we do. Her words hang in the air like a quiet promise, a reassurance that as King Charles III gracefully shifts his role and William and Catherine rise to meet their destiny, the monarchy remains in steady hands. For those watching from afar, it's more than a story of crowns and ceremony. It's a story of family, of legacy, of a future that honors the past while daring to move forward. And in that future, guided by wisdom, love, and a touch of Anne's dry humor, the next reign of King William and Queen Catherine begins to take shape. Not just as a dream, but as a reality already unfolding behind palace walls.